Good afternoon. I'm Elton with your August 5th grain and oilseed update. This will be a shortened version as I'm on the road this week in Tennessee, so we'll get straight to USDA's weekly export report for the week ending July 28th. Wheat exports of 578,000 metric tons were up 5% from the previous week and 30% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were the Philippines, China, Yemen, South Korea, Guatemala, Mexico, and Nigeria. Corn exports of 1.14 million metric tons were down 18% from the previous week and 11% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were Japan, Mexico, Vietnam, Egypt, Israel, and South Korea. Grain sorghum exports of 112,000 metric tons were down 35% from the previous week, but up 27% from the prior full-week average. The destinations were China and Mexico. Rice exports of nearly 60,000 metric tons, up noticeably from the previous week, but down 21% from the prior full-week average, were reported to Mexico, Guatemala, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. Soybean exports of 718,800 metric tons were up 16% from the previous week and 81% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were China, Germany, the Netherlands, Pakistan, and Mexico. Soybean meal exports of 206,000 metric tons were down 10% from the previous week, but up 6% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were Mexico, Venezuela, the Philippines, Panama, and Canada. Soybean oil exports of 43,000 metric tons were up noticeably from the previous week and 68% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were South Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and Jamaica. Beef exports of 14,600 metric tons were up 2% from the previous week and 9% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. Pork exports of 18,800 metric tons were up 1% from the previous week and 2% from the prior full-week average. The primary destinations were Mexico, Japan, China, Canada, and South Korea. Well, that's it for this week's report, coming to you from just outside of Memphis, Tennessee, where it's a sweltering 97 degrees outside. So everyone stay cool and see you next time.